2007 Toyota Camry with the 2.4 liter engine, alternator replacement. I'm Brian Essick from How To Automotive. I'm going to walk you through that process. So we're going to get started by disconnecting the negative battery cable. So the next step after getting the battery disconnected is to remove the drive belt from the alternator itself. So the tensioner is right there to the left of the water pump here, and how I'm going to get it off. My gear wrench serpentine belt tool. It has a 19mm socket on it, and I got it set out with a little 45-degree angle here, like this, on the tensioner bolt there, which is right down there, just to the left of the alternator and above the pulley, as you can see right there. So what you're going to do is you're going to rotate it clockwise towards the front of the radiator, and then that'll release the tension and you can slip the belt off. And try to lead the belt in this area and try not to unroute it off all the pulleys. It'll make it easier when we go to reassemble this. And if you don't have access to this tool, it's a great little tool to have in your collection, and it's available at howtoautomotive.com on the tools and product page. Okay, after we get the belt off, what we're going to do is we're going to pull the boot back here, take the 10mm off here. We're also going to squeeze right here and take the electrical connector off here, and we're going to use a flat blade screwdriver, and we're going to pry this little electrical loom out right here, and then you can take the 10mm bolt off here. Okay, now that the wire loom is disconnected, what we're going to do is take out the 14mm bolt here, and there's a 12mm bolt. So what you can do is, if you run your hand down to the bottom, and you'll feel the 12mm bolt right here. So you're going to remove the bolt here and here. And then also this bracket right here, it doesn't come with the my new alternator. If yours doesn't, then you'll need to transfer this over, and it's held on by a couple of bolts here. And you'll take this little bracket off once you get this alternator all the way out, and transfer that over to your new alternator. So I'm going to get the bottom one out first. I'm just going to reach around the bottom, my air ratchet. Bolt's kind of long. Then I'm going to switch over to my 14mm socket, and you can do this all with regular ratchets, hand tools. Just takes a little longer. Okay, once you get that out, then you can pretty much wiggle the alternator out of the car. Okay, after transferring the little bracket here onto my new alternator, I'm going to go ahead and slip it into place. So just slip it over to the little mounting ears right here. And then I'm going to start the top 14 bolt first. And I'll just start it by hand, a couple threads. And then I'll start the bottom bolt. And you kind of just do this by feel. You reach around there, and as you can see, I'm wiggling the alternator just to help me line up the hole. And then once it's lined up, what I'm going to do is run the bottom one in just a little bit, and then I'll run the top bolt in, the 14mm bolt in all the way, and tighten it. So I ran the bottom bolt in about 80% in, and now I'm going to tighten the top bolt first. Then I'll go back and finish tightening the 12mm bolt on the bottom. Okay, now that the alternator is remounted and tight, we're going to go ahead and start our loom and put our wire loom here, the power supply to the alternator here, and go ahead and plug in the electrical connector here and snap in the wire loom holder here. And on this one here, you just want to run it down to it's snug. You don't want to super tighten it down too tight. So I'm just going to use a 1/4 inch ratchet here to tighten these all up. And these just have to be snug. They don't have to be really tight. Okay, now we're going to slip our belt back on. Here's a little diagram of how the belt routed, just in case when you were doing this it fell off. And here's a better look at that tensioner where you mount your 19mm socket on the tensioner. Okay, after pulling our tensioner back and slipping our belt back on, I always like to take my flashlight and scope out the pulleys and make sure there's none, any off a tooth or anything on the grooves, because that'll wear the belt out fast or cause it to come apart on you. So you just double check that. And if you guys don't have a good quality flashlight like this, you can go to howtoautomotive.com on the tools and product page and pick up one. After we got the belt back on, now we're just going to go ahead and reinstall our negative battery cable, and we're just going to start it up and put a charging system check on it and make sure it's charged. And that'll complete the alternator replacement on a 2007 Toyota Camry with a 2.4 liter. I'm Brian Essett from How To Automotive. I'd like to thank you guys for watching my videos. Encourage you to subscribe. And for more How To Automotive videos, tools, and products, come on over to howtoautomotive.com. Thank you again.